And back to episode 4. This time we didn't watch a movie. We're both going to be sharing our three by threes of basically the movies that kind of encapsulate our movie taste as a whole. For some reason, when I put mine as a background, it is like reversed and everything's backwards. So I'm just going to screen share mine, and we got Levi's right behind him. So we'll start with yours. And also, how are you
Start with
doing?
mine. I'm good. I'm good. We're officially on number four. Who would have thought we'd make it this far? We're recording four and we don't even have three ready because it's processing as we speak. So this might come out before the Marty Spree episode. Who knows? But yeah, so walk me through what do you envision here? Do you obviously we'll share the nine movies that when we think favorite movie, these are because I could name 100 of my favorite movies. These are kind of just the first that came to mind. I could see this being different tomorrow. Um, but I do think as I was going through these nine, I was like, yeah, it does say a lot about who I am and my taste and what I like. So, do you more prefer that we talk about what the movies are about, or just assume the audience has
Um,
seen them and we talk about why we love the movie?
I feel like we could just kind of discuss and be like, why did you have that? Like, what do
Mhm.
you love about that movie? Kind of a thing. So, like, move around so I can see the bottom row.
Boom.
Ah, yes. What's that? What's that one on the bottom left?
This one right here,
The other one. The other bottom.
that one.
With
Well,
the,
I can start there. Well, actually,
yeah, what
I
is
can.
that?
I
What
would.
is that?
Well, I'll when we get there. I'm happy you don't recognize the poster because I think that my poster goes from like childish, dreamy adventure, the
Hmm.
good ending down to, like more intense. Okay, so anyways, yeah, my favorite movie of all time, as everyone knows, including Zach here, is Kung Fu Panda 2.
Hmm.
I do not think it's the best movie ever made. I don't think it's the best written film, the best directed film. There's just something about the story of losing your family and not letting that stop you that just inspires me so much. And I'll never forget where I was when I saw it. I was at my friend Daniel Loftus's house and he knocked on my door at like 6 in the morning. He's like, Levi, we got Kung Fu Panda 2 on Redbox. And I woke my mom up and she was sleeping. Yeah, it was a Saturday. And I was like, Mom, can I go watch it at Daniel's house? And she's like, whatever, go ahead. So I run over to Daniel's house. We played it. We were just in love. We watched it 20 times. And his mom wasn't home that day. She worked overnight in the ER. So
Hmm.
she worked these long shifts. And finally on our like fifth viewing of the film, I heard sirens outside and I go out and I peek outside the window to see police leaving my house. And I was like, what is going on? My mom did not remember me telling her that I was going to watch Kung Fu Panda 2, and they put out an Amber Alert for me. And she was
I remember. Yeah, I
so
remember that story.
mad.
That's.
Yeah, so that was, or I don't know if at the time it was an Amber Alert. I don't know if those were a thing yet. She put out a missing, whatever. It was a whole ordeal. So I guess they had even knocked on the door, but we were so into the film that we were home alone. So we're like, we're not opening the door to a stranger, whatever. So this movie, not only do I just love it, but it's got a fun memory tied to it, something we laugh at now. I think the voice acting is incredible. I think this is the peak of Pixar's 3D animation. I think it just looks gorgeous. I love the symbolism with the yin and yang, Poe and Shen completing each other. Because Shen is running from the destiny that is Poe defeating him and Poe is also running from Shen because Shen unlocks memories of his past and the trauma that haunts him. My favorite part of this film is at the end of the film, Poe returns after finding out everything about his family, and his dad, his adopted dad, says, did you find your family? He goes, I did. And he says, did you save China? He goes, I did. And he goes, well, who are you? And he says, I'm your son. And there's no movie scene has hit me like that one. I
Mm.
love that quote. And I love that family isn't necessarily who you're born to. It's who raises you and who loves you. So love that film. Next is A Monster Calls.
I
Way
don't know
more
this
dark.
film. I don't know
Okay.
this film.
So we'll have to watch it sometime. I'll put it on my favorites. Way more dark story of a boy whose mother is dying of cancer. And one day, a giant wooded monster walks up to his house in the middle of the night, voiced by Liam Neeson. Incredible job. The monster's 100 feet tall, rips him out of his house, and he says, I'm going to come to you 3 nights in a row, and I'm going to tell you 3 stories. And on the fourth night, you're going to tell me your story, your truth. And the boy has no clue what he means. And he's scared and he's terrified. But as the nights go on and the monster tell these beautiful stories, so it's a I don't know what the word is. It's a real film, like real people. It's not animated. But when the monster tells his stories, it's just some of the most gorgeous watercolor 3D animation you'll ever see. They're beautiful sequences. This is based off of a book, one of my favorite books. It's about trauma. It's about accepting that bad things are going to happen in your life, but you're going to be okay. Because what the monster is hoping the boy will say as his truth is that he wants this to be over. He doesn't want his mom to die, but he knows she's going to, and he wants it to be over. And because of that, he hates himself because he feels like he wants his mom to die. Something that the best part of this film by far is the 10-year-old actor. It's in my opinion the best child acting I've ever seen. Without him this movie would be nothing. So I think the acting's phenomenal. Like I said, Liam Neeson does a great job. Felicity Jones plays the mother, great job.
Hmm.
Um yeah, and it's really just those three characters and then his dad, the four of them that hold up this fantastic film. So anyone dealing with something really tough, that it's a beautiful watch. And you can see the poster there is him. By the end of the film, he's nestled up next to that's the leg of the
Hmm.
monster. It's a giant tree monster.
Okay.
Um, Sounds like a crazy movie, but man, does it hit hard. So two films that I love for like emotional reasons. And speaking of emotions, Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Um, You've just got someone who's kind of a nobody, hasn't really in his mind done anything with his life, and he gets that call to adventure, that classic shot of Sean Penn's picture calling him, into the wild. I don't know if you remember that scene, but
I
I
do.
love it.
It was
Yeah.
a good movie for me, but for some reason at the time that I watched it, it didn't really hit me. But I
Mm,
think that within the last 6 to 7 months, s- um, that I think it would hit a lot harder if I watched it again
mhm.
because I've had like more of a desire and like anxiety almost around not being adventurous.
Yeah.
So like when did you watch this movie? Were you like in high school or?
I believe it's 2012, and I saw it when it came out. It might be a
Okay.
little later. But I also just love Ben Stiller. I love his direction. He
Hmm.
wrote and directed this film. And I mean, for someone who's also made like Zoolander, I think he's
Hmm.
really talented. I wouldn't say he's slept on, but I don't think he's considered like one of the greats. He is to me. I love his humor. He fits humor into this movie. Adam Scott plays the evil corporate boss who does a fantastic job, just like hitting him with a paper clip while he's daydreaming. Um, and yeah, this movie just reminds me that no matter how old you are, you 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 haven't wasted your life. And I think that's a really good message. It doesn't matter if you're 20, if you're 60. There's always a call to adventure, and there's always a call to serve a purpose greater than yourself, right? Because in this instance it it was trying to get the last picture that famous photographer had sent him, and his job was literally firing him, but he still thought, no, I've got, even if I'm being fired, I got to secure this photo, and of course the photo turned out to be him because he didn't even know that though. Anyways, now I'm doing that thing where okay, whatever, I could talk about it forever. Next one, I've got Avengers: Infinity War. Really quick, I think it's the best Marvel movie ever made. I think it's the best.
Yeah, I'd probably
I think
agree.
for this scale of a film to have that many actors, that many plot lines, that many villains, it's just masterfully done. And I just saw a post recently that said, "Can we all agree Endgame was not that good now that it's been like 5 years?" And everyone was agreeing because they were just riding the hype train.
Yeah.
You can't say that about Infinity War though. And you know what everyone else was saying? They were saying, "Okay, and can we all agree Infinity War was that good?" It was. It's just such a great
Yeah.
film. I think
I think
in
Endgame's
watching
conclusion was like the very end of the film was fine, but leading up to it with time traveling as like your get out of jail free card was kind of
Yeah, yeah, it was cheap. Infinity War didn't do anything cheap. It was great. I love how it ended. Thanos was a real villain who they killed in the first 2 seconds of the next film. Like, what are we doing? I mean, I know they fought him, but they fought a past version of him. Like, yeah, right, time travel cheap.
Right. Yeah.
But like, if you're gonna watch the Avengers saga and you've never seen them, I think this is the film where you're gonna like kind of around your house doing stuff. Infinity War starts and you're like, whoa, starts with like Loki's death after having seen the other Avengers where no one dies except for like Quicksilver and no one even dies in Civil War. Rhodey just like gets his back blown out. But anywho, Infinity War didn't wasn't afraid to kill people. That's what I meant to say. Okay, another animated film, How to Train Your Dragon, absolute classic. They just came out with a live action. It was pretty good, but nothing beats the OG. I think for a lot of young kids, I saw this when I was 10 for my birthday. I remember drawing dragons the every day after. Something I didn't touch on with these three films is their soundtrack. I think honestly, yeah, every film I have on here has an insane soundtrack. But I think How to Train Your Dragon takes the cake. Maybe Interstellar, but How to Train Your Dragon, incredible. John Powell's work on that is fantastic, and I've followed him since. Next, I've got so that's kind of I think these five are my like not I know a Monster Calls has a dark side to it, and Avengers Infinity War ends pretty sad, but these are more like my adventure whimsical, like call to adventure films,
Hmm.
family, believe in yourself. My final four, Hacksaw Ridge.
Great
It's
film.
my
Great
favorite.
film.
It's my favorite war movie. I think it's one of Andrew Garfield's best performances. He's an incredible actor in this movie. He plays Desmond Doss. He's got a southern accent, playing a soldier who refuses to kill anyone. So instead, he wants to serve and be a medic. And it's a true story too. There's some embellishment, but um, it's done very well. It,
Well,
it
I heard
it's
it was
really
the opposite, actually. I heard they had to dial it back because what he actually did was so unbelievable that
oh, I mean,
Hollywood, you,
embellishing like the scenes where I mean I don't know if he actually saved that many people, but I'm saying
mhm.
like did he actually go on a date to this specific movie with this girl? I'm saying that I don't know if it's that too like
Mm.
1 to 1. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he saved even more people than he did in the film. That'd be cool. Well, I don't know why they do that though. Why wouldn't they highlight how many people he actually saved? That's weird.
That might be one of those things where it's kind of like um, somebody's hyping it up and saying that kind of a thing where maybe
Oh,
they're
sure.
embellishing that part. I heard that a few times where some people were saying that he saved actually more people than what they had said because it was such an unbelievable number
Hmm.
that like it almost feel unrealistic.
Oh, I wonder if maybe it's talking about like if he stayed and served more. Do you know what I mean? Like
Maybe.
if he even served more, that would make sense. But yeah, great film if you haven't seen it, very inspirational. Um, it's a great example of like stick to what you believe.
Hmm.
I think that's cool. Don't be pressured to do something you don't want to do. Prisoners. This is I'm gonna butcher his name. My favorite director, Denis Villeneuve. He's also made Arrival. He's also making the Dune films. I think of everything on this list. This is my favorite directed film. It's beautiful. Story is incredible, heartbreaking. I do love crime thrillers, but I'm really picky. Like you
Mm.
can't just put a missing person in a film and make me interested. It has to be done right. And Prisoners is just the epitome of that. It's really good,
Hugh
freaky.
Jackman was so good in this film, man.
Yeah, two of my favorite actors of all time. They do a
Gyllenhaal too,
great
right?
job. Yep, they do a great job. And just a father looking for their kid. It's great.
Hmm.
It's one of those stories you're always going to get behind. Then next comes one. I won't talk much on this. I'll let you talk about it. But I mean, Interstellar, just one of the greatest films of all time. Matthew McConaughey's
Yep.
performance is
Unreal.
incredible, unreal. Anne Hathaway does such a great job. The story, Christopher Nolan is, I mean, he will go down as one of the best writer directors of all time. Speaking
Yeah.
about, if not the best,
I almost regret putting Interstellar on my list, not because it's not just so that I could have like another Nolan film on
oh
there
yeah,
since you put it on. It's just it's so
yeah.
good.
I was deciding between this one and The Prestige, but
Same.
I think The
Yep.
Prestige falls, even though Prisoners is way darker, The Prestige falls more into a mystery and thriller category, whereas Interstellar is more adventure sci-fi. And
Hmm.
I think if I had to pick one, I'd want to watch Interstellar. If anything, for the soundtrack. That soundtrack is phenomenal. I love watching organists um play those songs. And finally, last but not least, Alien. Stanley Kubrick's Alien.
Oh,
It
okay.
is
Okay.
just such an incredible film, and um I mean, I don't even honestly remember the soundtrack much, but just and the set design and the practical effects are incredible because there's no CG in this movie. And
Hmm.
the way they make this ginormous ship feel so small with this creature hunting them that you know nothing about is so cool. And the reveal of the alien chest bursting through, like, for that to be like the spawn of what they're about to fight is just so dark. And I remember watching that scene as a kid through my fingers and watching it slither away, and then just one by one people are gonna die. um One of the best final fight scenes ever, her beating him in the escape pod,
Hmm.
is just I'm on the edge of my seat the whole movie. So those are my 9 films, and I think it
Hell yeah.
says I love adventure, I love feel good. um I appreciate soundtracks, good acting, and a movie can still end bad for me to think it's good. Because
Oh, where'd you put that in? Because I didn't mind so much more jank. Is
huh?
that like a site where you can to toss in like your favorite movies and it'll tell you like what your style is?
No, I just was saying that. That
Oh,
was
you were
off the
just saying
dome.
that. I thought you said that it says. I thought you
No,
were
no,
reading
no. That
something.
was
My
just
fault.
off the dome. Like what I remember, what I remember. Oh my gosh. I knew I got that wrong. Okay. Nobody better come back and watch this. It's not Stanley Kubrick. It's Ridley Scott. I am so sorry.
What time I?
I might even edit that. But the moment I said Stanley Kubrick, because I was just watching Sardonicast's review of a director. Dude, that would be
Hmm.
such a sin. That if we're like 10 years from now, this is a huge podcast, someone back and found this, they'd be like, bro, they're fake. That is so bad. I am so sorry. Ridley Scott, incredible job, incredible film. Practical effects are out of this world. Acting's great. Sigourney Weaver, awesome. I always think of
Hmm.
when no, it wasn't Brie Larson, it was Jennifer Lawrence, and she was like, before Hunger Games, there wasn't ever like a female protagonist in like an action film, and you're like, sorry? Have you ever seen Ripley, bro? Go watch Alien. She kills it. Anywho. All right, bro, take it away.
All right. Well,
Oh,
real quick before we move on to
Ridley
mine,
Scott. I
if
feel
there
so
were,
bad.
what were some of your bub like on the bubble like selections, like ones you were thinking about?
Well, like I said, oh, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Hmm.
I love that movie. Iron Giant, Prince of Egypt.
Was that the
Um,
one where he splits the sea?
yeah, that's the story of Moses. Or
Yeah,
first half.
that's I remember watching that movie as a kid. That was a good movie.
Okay, well, I just yapped for 20 minutes, so sorry. Take it away.
Oh, good. Let's see. How do I? So this is way more jank.
That's okay.
We got it. Can we move this out of the way, please?
Dude,
Oh,
I cannot believe I fumbled on Ridley Scott. I said Stanley Kubrick.
I don't know why this is. I'll just move it. Whatever. Hopefully that's not in the recording. I'll go. What I see is my top left. Iron Giant.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, Iron Giant, Spider-Verse. The second one specifically. Uh, the first Pokemon movie.
Yes.
It's a Wonderful Life, 9 Days, Inglorious Bastards, Interstellar, of course, Wet Hot American Summer, and Your Name. Are there any questions off the top? Any
Questions.
surprises? Surprises.
When I saw Wet Hot American Summer, that's kind of like a cult film for our friend group. I did not think it'd make your top 9. That
That,
I would.
see, so it's not like a top nine, but I'm like, I want a comedy. Um, I, I realized after I made it that I only had one comedy. If I were to add a second, it'd be Tropic Thunder or
Mm.
um,
Oh, that's this lit. I thought that was your favorite movie of all time.
no. I mean, it's probably okay. So it's probably like I think What Hot American Summer is overtaken as my favorite comedy.
Mm.
Um, but I probably could have added Tropic Thunder,
Hmm.
probably. Um, like for example, I like Tropic Thunder more than the first Pokemon movie, but like feel like that I wanted like a childhood film, another childhood film in
Mm.
there.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess starting top left, Iron Giant, my all-time favorite kids movie by far. Love it. I know that there's like some symbolism with like nuclear weaponry and like I want to like
Hmm.
and stuff like that. I don't really care about all of that. I know that that's like nowadays I probably would care more and be like, oh, this is cool. But I just love like the relationship building between, and also I feel like it's a lot of like representation of like you can develop and evolve as like person to better yourself. You're not like I guess what I'm trying to say is like you know how the giant he is a weapon
Hmm.
that doesn't define the giant.
Right.
And so I just love this film. Love the main character. Our protagonist is like such a great main character.
Oh,
Um,
Garth.
it's a beautiful looking film. Also, I wonder. I always wanted like a second one. So I remember how the way it ended, but now that was like kid brain of me, where it's like I just want more. But now I'm like I love the way it ended,
Hmm.
where he is still alive, and they gave you just enough to like feel like some movies over explain and over they give too much, where it's just like you don't need to know where he's from. That's not part of the story. It's just him, like the relationship with him and this kid. Spider-Verse, the second one, I liked the second one more than the first one. And I saw this one in theater where I saw the first one in our dorm room, I think, like freshman, sophomore year. Um, and that first one's great too, but the soundtrack was great, both movies, obviously. Um, and just like, it's just such a beautiful looking film.
Hmm.
Um, the way that they animate it, um, and they did this in both movies, but the way that they even changed the frame rate on some characters in order to
Mm.
kind of give you a more of a vibe of like who they are, like how in the first film they had the OG Spider-Man in one frame a second, I think is what it was, and then they had Miles in two frames a second when he was first starting out because he's just kind of like not in lockstep, he's not fluid, he's not there, and then by the end of the film, he's one frame a second, just like the original Spider-Man. And then Hobie in this film is three frames a second because he's just so out there off kilter. And I loved Hobie. I thought he was kind of odd at first, but by the end of the film, I loved Hobie. I just thought seeing all the Spider-Man and like the chase scene is just peak. I can't wait for the third one. Um, Pokemon, really, that's just kind of like encompassing like childhood film that I watched a lot when I was like 7, 8 years old, and I haven't even watched it since. But I remember crying when Pikachu got turned into stone. Bro, I was crying. Oh my
How did that
gosh.
happen again?
I think it was part of like Mewtwo's powers. He was like,
I've never. This is such like in the back of my brain, like it's in there, but I can't remember
it's
anything.
hard to unlock some of it, but like it was a memorable movie for me
Hmm.
at a young age. And then and also I just love Pokemon. And I saw this kind of like also the games enhance this. So like I
Mm.
love even now I still go back like once every year or two and play some of the games on like my phone or something like that. I'll download them. So it kind of like encapsulates like multi multiple mediums. Even though you're
Hmm.
probably more into the games than I am at though at this point. Do you still buy them every year?
No, this is gonna be Legends ZA is the first game I haven't bought, and I'm happy I didn't buy it. But a movie like this is like that. Like Pokemon was so good. It was so good. I'm
Hmm.
so sad to see what they've done now. I mean, the fact that
Yeah.
you can get Heart Gold or Soul Silver and you get two regions, like, and the fact that they can't do that nowadays is just so sad. But yeah, I this movie to this day I see like clips of it on YouTube Shorts or like Instagram Reels.
Oh
People
yeah.
like throwing back to this movie.
Then Inglorious Bastards, I wanted to pick a Tarantino film, and the one I didn't want to just pick a basic like Django, even though it's great, or Pulp Fiction, even though 'cause Pulp Fiction is good, but it wasn't like my favorite. The other one that was in contention was Hateful Eight. So I like that film a lot, but
Mm,
I was really thinking about like what movie has ever had me like what has ever had my cheeks clenched the hardest like watching a scene, and both of the scenes that I think of are in this film.
mm.
You've seen it, right?
Yes, is the first one your two favorite?
My two the most tense scenes I've ever watched. Off the top of my head, Marty Supreme
Is
had
it the
some tense
opener?
scenes, but the opener is one, yes.
Yep, with
Bro's
Christoph
just drinking
Waltz.
milk, yes. And then the second one, can you guess the second one?
I don't remember the film that much. No.
It's when they're
Was it the
in
one in the
the
woods?
no, it's when they're in the bar and
Oh, yeah, baby.
he's
Oh,
trying to fake being I can't remember if he's faking being I think he's faking being German and he
and he sees
goes
how he puts up the
three.
number three. Yeah.
Bro, I mean it's such a like it's become like such like a people clip that and take put it on TikTok all the time and stuff like that and Instagram Reels and but like it like the whole scene, it's like a 20-30 minute scene, but
Hmm.
it's so tense the entire time. And then right when you think that he's got it, he slips.
Yep.
So good. Love that scene. Um, and the ending scene is great too. Um,
They have Hitler
or the
die, right?
climax.
In this movie.
Think so.
Isn't it kind of like Once Upon a Time
Yeah,
in Hollywood
because
where they like
Christopher
rewrite it, like rewrite what happened?
kind of I think, but I like Christopher Waltz's character is just like I'm not an evil guy. He's like I'm not really a Nazi. He's like I just play for who wins. And he tried to
Yeah,
flip
yeah.
sides at the end.
Yep.
Love Christopher Waltz just like so good. He's so good in that. He's so good in Django. Made like
Hmm.
yeah, great film. Um, 9 Days. I don't think this is like a great movie.
I've never seen it.
It's really like it's not that great of a movie. The main reason it's on here is because I've never had such an emotional reaction to a scene simply because it plays on like my internal fears that I have.
Hmm.
Basically the movie is the guy on the left with the glasses, he is basically like a soul gatekeeper, right?
Mm,
And so there's a bunch of souls that kind of are created, and he is evaluating them, and the one that he chooses is going to be the one that is essentially born into the world and live life as a
mm,
person, like a real
hmm.
person. Um, so it's kind of boring. There's like some sweet moments. So like one thing that he gives the souls that he doesn't pick is he asks them like, if you were to have lived, what is one thing that you would have wanted to experience more than anything else? So like one guy literally just wants to like he wants to like paddleboard or something like that. And so he mimics like paddleboarding. And then
Mm,
by the end of the scene, he disappears. It's because
mm.
that soul never became a human, so that soul essentially ceases to exist,
Ah, scary.
right? And I believe that's Zoe Kravitz, right? I think that's Zoe Kravitz. Um her character is kind of like the other main character, and spoilers, but she doesn't get picked. And there's a big emotional scene because he gets really close to her and she's his favorite, but he doesn't pick her because she resembles person because he essentially the people that he decides to become that he picks to become human, he like watches their lives unfold through their eyes on like these
Mm,
TV screens.
mm,
And one of his favorites was really struggling, and you kind of see that develop throughout the movie. She's really struggling, and towards the end of the film, she dies, and it's implied, I think, that she takes her own life. Um, and he's struggling to understand like what happened and why. And it's because there's a lot of scenes over the years that like I guess he just kind of went over his head that she was really struggling, even though he thought that she was like the perfect one. And
Mm,
that character reminds him a lot of her.
mm,
So even though that's like his favorite, he doesn't want to make another mistake like that.
mm-hmm.
Because it's heavily implied, because it really messes with him because it's implied because he was a human and now he's the sole gatekeeper. It's implied that he took his own life.
Ah,
And so it's really like this confusing thing. Like, why would you do that? Like, and it's, but there's this scene at the end where they're saying goodbye and she just like poof. And she just is kind of like, I'm scared. Like, what's going to happen?
mm.
And that part, that fear, like, oh, had me sobbing. Even though a lot
Did
of
you
this
see this
film
one?
with
Did you
my
see this one
parents,
with your parents? Okay,
I
I remember you
did.
talking about it. Yeah.
They're because they were sitting there and I agreed with them, but they were kind of like, hey, this movie's kind of boring. And then they looked over at me and I'm like, and I'm just like, like ugly crying. Um,
Sobbing.
yeah, dude, yeah, it was a lot. So that's why, because it had a very deep emotional impact in that portion. I think about this movie a lot, even though, again, I really think it's a super mid movie. It's just weird. It just stuck with me so much. It's a Wonderful Life, one of my favorite movies of all time. I watch it every Christmas Eve. It's truly a movie. I mean, there's a lot of like socioeconomic. I don't know. Like there's like people who compare it like capital. Like I don't care about any of that stuff. This movie has none of that to me is what makes it great. I mean, you could deep dive into that stuff in terms of I can't even remember what the villain's name is, you know. But I think the main thing that you take from it is like this one guy who's depressed, beaten down is so much more, his life is so much more meaningful than he realizes. And I think that taking a step back sometimes and realizing like how impactful your life is to the people around you, even if you don't
Hmm.
believe so, and how important your family and your loved ones are, and really like what makes life so great. And I think that this movie encapsulates just really all the great things about, you know, life in general. And I just think it's a wonderful film. Um, Definitely some moments in it that's a little that have aged a little bit odd, but not as bad as you'd think. There's a couple early scenes that are a little bit like whatever, but still one of my favorites. Interstellar, we've talked about that. It's elite S tier. I probably could have put you when you mentioned like what movie would you rather watch, Prestige or Interstellar? I was like, yeah, I'd rather watch Interstellar, even though Prestige is amazing. Um, I would have considered Inception because that was like my original favorite movie ever. But since then, it's like moved down the list, not because it's a bad film or anything. It's a great film, but like Interstellar, I just like more. Um, Wet Hot American Summer, feel like we've always just have this in the background whenever we're all together. It is so funny. The cast is so stacked. Like so much of that cast is like S tier actresses and actors. Um, Oh my, I wish I could quote some of them right now, but we're keeping it PG. But dude, there's so many. Oh, there's so many. F my C, that's like you know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Yep. Such a, oh. And then the last one, Your Name. I just wanted to pick I know that Pokemon's technically, Pokemon is like, feels like a separate thing. I wanted to pick an anime movie, and this was the first one I ever watched, and it's really a basic pick. This was super, super hyped up. Um, There was another film too. I just couldn't remember which one it was, but there was another film in the last like year or two that was like really good. Um, that's also an anime film, but this one was just really great. Your Name, beautiful looking film. Uh, I I can't remember if it was predictable. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, we watched it together
Okay.
in the
Um,
dorm or at my apartment or in the dorms or something.
yeah, I just remember I did not see the time difference being, I did not catch that like plot twist got me. Yeah, the plot twist. That's that of them being in different years and they were switching.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely was like, whoa. And yeah, no, it's just such a good film. The way that they both that they like switching in each other's bodies, I can't even well, I'm like tripping on my words right now. I guess like seeing the struggles that each other are going through and helping each other out while they're in the other's bodies. Like from what I understand, like when she was in his body, she could tell that he was like into or she was or like another like was into a coworker or a schoolmate, classmate or something. And like she was like putting him on game a little bit. Like she was kind of like helping him out and leaving him notes being like, "Hey, make sure you do this because like I got you." And then for him like standing up for her, I can't remember what he did for her, but yeah, and then the realization that like when he tried to go, I believe it was when he tried to go find her that he found out that that I believe it was a meteor shower
Mm-hmm.
and one of them like cratered her town years ago. So it's just a great film, great ending. It is interesting. Apparently, this director, um, he's made like two or three films, and it's all of them is a bit essentially like teen love stories that have some supernatural element mixed in with it. So I saw like apparently he's coming out with another film, and somebody was joking about like, let me guess, it's a teen romance with like some supernatural force keeping them apart, something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's probably it. But yeah, any questions on my three by three? Gosh, this looks so less organized compared to yours. I,
If there's
I don't
one,
have Canva,
if there's
but
one you wanted to watch, like what's one you'd put on right now? What's is there one that's just
well,
calling to you?
if I was with the boys, it'd be Wet Hot American Summer. If it was like I want to sit down and watch a movie,
Hmm.
the two choices would be probably Interstellar, and then my other choice would be because it's the one I have rewatched the least and also watched haven't watched as recently would be rewatching the Pokemon movie just because it's been so long since I've seen it, but not necessarily because it's like better than Interstellar or something like that. But
Hmm.
so probably those two would be like I don't know if I can watch 9 days again, bro. I don't know if I can. Um
Well, I was gonna say, I think it's cool that we both have one movie on our on each other's list that the other hasn't seen. So I was like, we could watch A Monster Calls and watch 9 Days for the next one. But if you don't want to watch that, I
Oh
understand.
no,
If it's the
I'll watch it. I mean, I'm more joking around. I'd definitely rewatch it. Yeah. Um so yeah, you want so 9 days and then Monster
and
Calls?
then Monster Calls, I think that would be a good combo. And then I think another week. Have you seen the original Alien?
I have. It's been a while. How many aren't
That
there
would
like a
be
bunch? We didn't we go through a whole binging session one time where like it's like eight, there's like six of them or something and I think we watched like one, two, and like four.
probably, yeah. If you're including the AVPs, there's like seven of them or something like that. So, but the first two are awesome. I still cannot believe I said Stanley Kubrick so confidently. If anyone's still listening, that's such a sin. Thank you, Ridley Scott, for this incredible film. But yeah, I think it'd be funny also to pair. I haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life in honestly, I don't remember the last time. We're talking like years ago. So I think it'd kind of be cool to mix those two also. Because like I feel like Alien and It's a Wonderful Life are like so different. Whereas I
Yeah.
feel like A Monster Calls and 9 Days, it sounds like they're similar. I'm interested to see your reaction on A Monster Calls because I think it has the most emotional scene I've ever seen. So I'd be really interested if you were like, yeah, I mean, it was good. I didn't cry, or maybe you don't like it, or maybe you were sobbing. I don't know. So, and I wanna watch 9 Days. So you want to do that for the next one?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Monster Calls. Cool.
Now,
Well,
one last question.
folks.
If you had to slam it to three, top three on that
Uh
grid, off that grid, what would you pick? The three.
yeah,
I feel
like
like I know two of them.
um I don't know when you say that it's like I'm gonna put like well like I only get to watch these three for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Because it
Actually,
switches so it
yeah,
switches.
yeah, we'll go with that because actually, I think I know what your three would be.
If I only get to watch three for the rest of my life, I'd want to like vary it up. So for my animated movie, see, okay, Kung Fu Panda 2 is so good, but I think How to Train Your Dragon for me is something I don't know. I could see How to Train Your Dragon being higher for me than Kung Fu Panda someday. So I'm gonna pick How to Train Your Dragon. I also think it's an easier crowd film. Like if you're with you're hanging with the family, you're hanging with whoever, you put on Kung Fu Panda 2, everyone's like, okay, I think I saw that like 10 years ago. Put on How to Train Your Dragon, everyone's like, yes, that is a banger. Everyone agrees. So How to Train Your Dragon be the first one. Definitely not Alien. Definitely not Hacksaw Ridge. Maybe How to Train Your Dragon. I'm stuck between How to Train Your Dragon, Interstellar. I feel like Interstellar would do the thriller for me. So How to Train Your Dragon, Interstellar, and then between MIDI and A Monster Calls. I'm gonna go the middle row. I'm gonna go my middle row here. Monster Calls, How to
Hmm.
Train Your Dragon, Interstellar. What about you?
Oof. One, I thought you were just gonna go straight up, just like Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, MIDI. Like I thought you were just gonna go straight down.
Yeah,
I need to pull mine back up again.
maybe Prisoners over Interstellar. No, I'll go with my middle for today. I'll go with my middle for.
All right, all right, all right. Let's see. If I had only watched three movies the rest of my life, I would go
I've got
Interstellar,
I've got my what I think you would be.
Interstellar,
Mm-hmm.
Wet Hot American Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so torn. I'm so torn on the last one.
Is the Iron Giant one of the options that you're thinking right now?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Iron Giant and Spider-Man or Iron Giant and Wonderful Life?
Wonderful Life. Just because the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, it's a second movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, they both have such good replay value.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go It's a Wonderful Life
There it
because
is.
because the thing is that I don't rewatch too many movies or TV shows. The only time I rewatch stuff normally is now if like we're doing it for this
Yeah.
or um I'm showing somebody a
Yeah.
film that I like or like or a show that I like. You know, I don't go out of my the only time I ever go out of my way to rewatch something is It's a Wonderful Life every Christmas Eve. And when I was younger, I went through and rewatched all of Naruto at
Mm.
one point. That was about it. That was like the only time I've like really aggressively rewatched something.
My
Um,
my guess was gonna
yeah.
be Iron Giant, Wonderful Life, and Interstellar. But I see the Wet Hot American Summer replay value is insane, especially
No,
with
the
friends.
replay value is crazy.
Yeah.
That's another one. That is but so yeah, again, some of those like I don't really put that on in the background by myself though. That'd be like I have company over. Let's get some giggles up in here. Like
You could literally put that on every time the friends come over and you're having a good time. So
there's so many good lines. There's so many good it's too good for a comedy. Anyway, that will as I slide back into place. do it for us.
Yeah, my
Excellent.
video is still stuck on rendering, so if it's not fixed by the night, I'll just have to throw it into different. I think it's having trouble because I have to upload the last week's in. So we'll see. We'll see which one gets out first. It'd be pretty cringe if Swift gets three videos uploaded before I even get my one. But the nice thing with this episode is it can come out whenever. So yeah, next time, guys, if anyone's listening, watch A Monster Calls, incredible film. Go watch 9 Days, and we'll see which one you cry more in. Until next time.